Hello.
Okay, we're not ready yet. All right. So the last project that I did, this thing, so this stuff, I figured it's a little too short. So I brought a friend over and we're gonna do another little mini project. We're actually gonna do stuff on the Jeep. This is Matt, everyone. This is what he does. I don't know why I bring him over for anything, to be honest, but we're gonna have some fun today. We're doing this. It's very simple. Matt is one of my old friends, one of my only old friends. You're gonna be seeing a bit of him on the channel here. Want to say a few words about yourself?
Yes. Hello. I'm Matt. My favorite color is green and I like Jeeps. I'm also very short, just like Jeff, so either I need to stand on the bumper or on a stool.
What are we doing today?
So what we're doing today is something that happens quite often with Jeeps. The coolant temperature sensor is broken. So in this case, the actual wiring harness, which really isn't well put together on any Jeep, came apart while we were doing the fuel injection system because I'm a monkey. So I'm helping Jeff out to change this.
All right.
Like my big old whatever. I have to keep it G-rated, kids. So this is super simple. You want to use some kind of thread locker, so you want to use like a Teflon tape.
Or in our case, I've got this here.
This here thread sealant.
Stuff. Yeah, thread sealant. Make sure it's high temperature, obviously. We're gonna put some of that on there.
Because it will leak if you don't, and it might leak even if you do.
Speaking of leaking, I noticed, so I was tracing this. Yeah, because it's a Jeep. I was tracing this, looking at how much coolant we're gonna lose here just from taking that out. And it's not much, it's pretty much the high point what's in this hose. And as I follow this back, look at that, it's already leaking everywhere. This is a bypass unit. This is for your heater. Those are your two bits for your heater core. I mentioned I replaced that back in Durango. And the same clowns that destroyed my dashboard also did this. It's just all wrong and it's freshly leaking right there. We're gonna try to clamp this down. It's just the wrong size nipple on there, so nobody likes wrong size nipples.
That's true. What can we learn from this? I feel like there's a saying about hot dogs in hallways.
We can't say that stuff.
I didn't say any cuss words.
So, in summary here, this really should be just about the easiest job. God, the easiest job I've ever done on the Jeep. My main thing here, I'm gonna grab a bottle. We're gonna see if we can like try to catch as much of this coolant as possible.
So there you go. There's our officially Jeep endorsed coolant catch system and recovery. The Starbucks Aqueous reverse osmosis specialty water bottle. It'll be super easy, assuming that we don't crack the thermostat housing, and that's super easy, assuming that we can get the block clean. So one thing we kind of got to talk about too is why a temperature sensor could be important to an engine like this. So this is a newer engine and an older XJ, so it is OBD2, and thing went blank.
Mine is actually OBD1.
Yours is OBD1?
Sure is.
Thing
absolutely worthless. Onboard diagnostic. The port is back.
Oh, this is still actually recording. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That'll go on the blooper reel. So it's kind of important even for OBD1. So anything that has an electronically controlled fuel system, so computer controlled carburetor, throttle body injection, multi-point fuel injection systems, it kind of helps your engine know when it's warm and change how it controls fuel load. So what it's going to do, if you don't have any kind of signal from the temperature sensors, it's going to run in loop, which is what it does when it first starts up, because it doesn't want to start leaning out that quickly. And so you're going to run rich. It can cause damage to your emissions control, but it won't damage the engine. So like if you do this and you're on the trail, you don't have to like stop and like figure out how to get back to town. You're okay, but you're not going to get good gas mileage. It's going to run rich. Everything's going to smell weird. So it's a good thing to change, especially because it's easy. You basically just need a wrench and a swinging cod and a friend to entertain you, and you got this job done.
You're still talking?
So
I went and got the tools, and
I just explained why this is important, Jeff. Why you might want to, there you go. So we're doing the crescent wrench, so we might kill ourselves.
You know what? I'm not liking that one bit.
It should be like an 18 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might want like a real
wrench,
adult wrench. Do some action shots. Follow you around here. Let's go. So this,
go, guys.
there's kind of.
You gotta point the camera at yourself.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll point the camera at myself then. Oh,
there you go.
Looking at my nose. Which I'll be working on a VW tomorrow, so I'm gonna be on suicide watch. Like the way to think about this. So that's my lovely girlfriend Bethany.
Hi.
That's not even close to big enough.
That's what she said.
Which is what Bethany said to me too.
No,
So,
no, I'm cutting all. Nah, that can't be in there. All right, I'm cutting.
All right, let's see if. Let's see.
What do we got? Oh, do we need my real?
We might need big boy.
I got real sockets. Hold on, let me go get them.
All right, so since this cable is already damaged, we're just gonna go and use a 19 millimeter socket. And
Hold on. That's a finesse.
I have finesse.
You have finesse. Says the one that's responsible for this project.
Responsible. Semi.
I'm gonna use both hands to try to. I want to catch as much of this as possible.
Yes.
We can shrink that back down. See where we're at.
We have no idea what we're doing. Should I do like the Michael Bay shots? Like with the camera angle slightly off and it's shaking?
There's an effect for that on Filmora. Well, here we go. Let's see how much leaks out of here. Nothing. That's how you do that.
Nothing.
There you go. So
all right.
nothing's cracked. Paint didn't break anything because I made myself do it. It does have. Oh no, those are just bits of
stuff.
That's all the sealant. Yeah.
See how clean my hole is here. There we go. There's no metal in there pretty much because sometimes you'll get like a little piece of aluminum sticking out, which kind of sucks. So
where's the new one?
There's the old one.
Where's the new one?
Dude, it's in my pocket.
What have you done? Okay.
So yeah, we just gotta look at it, make sure that's the same threads, which it looks pretty freaking close.
Looks like this is just a little lower profile.
It's a little lower profile. There's also not a bunch of.
You get it fixed yet?
There's also not a bunch of stuff on it. So
Scare the out of me.
So hi, say hi. You're on camera, so you can't beat us.
I'm gonna have to cut him out because Dad doesn't want to be on YouTube.
Oh well, here. You can't beat us. No, so yeah, there's like a bunch of like dry coolant and corrosion on the outside of it, which is mostly how things are sealed up on a Jeep anyway. So that's actually pretty nice. Right
this has extra thread going all the way up though, so I don't know if
this one does too. It's just covered in stuff.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see it.
All right. Well.
You can see it's ribbed for my pleasure. Now, let's see.
I don't know how I'm gonna use any of this footage with you.
Just bleep it. It'll just be it's bleep for my pleasure.
This is iNawrocki, not Jerry Springer. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Good heavens.
Is it in the bumper? You couldn't have made that shot if I paid you for it.
That's what she said.
Yeah, when you get it like in someone's eye.
No, you don't have. If you have to explain the joke, it didn't f***ing work, did it?
Well, maybe it could be up her nose. I don't know.
Oh, we gotta cut that off.
We gotta de-nipple it.
All right, gotta go get another tool.
Do we?
Cut.
Cut?
Cut. I'm not sure how much exactly to put. I think it's just kind of a dollop on your finger.
What exactly is the unit of measure for a dollop?
A pea-sized globule.
What is a globule?
I think that's it. I think that's about all you want. Just fill the threads. It'll push the rest of itself around.
One thing, if you're using Teflon tape, you don't want to put like 16 layers of Teflon tape on it because you won't be able to get it deep enough for it actually to seal. That's what she said. And
Stop.
and
this should do the trick. Thread back in.
You just go crank it. So yeah, and just hand tight. I'm sure there's some Jeep manual has the torque spec for the temperature sensor.
The problem is with these wires, you're not going to get a socket over to get your torque wrench anyway. I'm sure there are specific tools for that. So I'm not grabbing up here to like super crank this.
That's what I do.
I'm just
crank it. It's like a lug nut, 85 to 115 foot-pounds, and you're good.
Something tells me that is exactly what you don't want.
Depends on whether or not you want to get a new thermostat housing or not.
Pretty much as tight as I can torque it. So the reason I'm careful about this is because those threads are cone shaped, and that helps develop a seal. You do not want to torque this way over spec. If you crank that cone shaped thread way too far in there, you're gonna crack your housing. There you go. I'm pretty sure this is the exact one we needed.
Mm-hmm.
Snap.
And we should let that thread sealant dry before we start it up. See if it sprays coolant everywhere.
If we look at the instructions here, we can take a look at how long it needs to.
Instructions are for the weak.
Oh, you f***er. Need the tube of thread sealant before use.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'll watch for leaks.
Yeah, we'll just check it out. See, instructions are for the week.
That's good.
I think we're thinking too hard.
The reason I'm looking at the instructions is because I want to know, I don't know how freaking long to wait for it to set before, and it's not here.
It's probably going to be 36 hours.
Nah, the important part's not here. So. I know, it looks exactly the same, so.
Yeah, I don't think it did anything. I think that they're just worried that there's like an oil in there that was a sweet move.
Out with the old, in with the new. Okay, so on to problem 2 real quick here, was the leaky hose.
It's the wrong size.
Nobody wants a leaky hose.
Sucks my
Can't use that.
Just bleep it.
That's not loose, that's for sure.
It's not tight enough.
It's just not the right, so that nipple is like way small for this 3/4 inch monster hose.
Let anyone tell you, the size doesn't matter. And you can use that.
So you were saying that you got your camera presence and enunciation from actually doing some film. What was that story?
I was a senior in high school and freshman in college. I did a lot of extraing. Apparently my goofy face kind of looks good on camera if you're trying to sell something goofy. So I was in a GoDaddy commercial. I was a frat boy who was taking a picture of a GoDaddy girl like a creeper.
Any idea what year that is so I can look up this GoDaddy?
You might be able to find it. I think it was like 2010, probably 2010, 2011, 2009, in that year range. I've also been interviewed on camera before. So I used to do work for the city of Albuquerque, and
nobody's interested in that crap. We just want to see the commercial.
Yeah, check out the GoDaddy commercial. It's funny. If you want to check out something that's soul crushing and will make you want to kill yourself, go and check out the city interviews.
God, this thing's full of coolant. Just
cyclical abuse here from the Jeep.
Okay, well I think that's about it for today. We got this new sensor in. That should be great. I'm gonna give that at least 24 hours to completely set. I'll test it first. We'll fire it up tomorrow. This leak here, it's a fairly slow leak. It's annoying. It's more annoying than anything. But I tightened all of those hose clamps down. Hopefully that'll just do the job.
The plastic probably contracted on that little junction because this coal is, it's cold in the witch's shit out here. So we're just gonna go ahead and just bleep it. It's fine. There you go.
Let's get all this old coolant so that way when I fire it back up tomorrow, I can see if there's new coolant.
Or if we just pop the hood and it's like...
Why do we keep these things? Why do we do this to ourselves?
Jeeps are interesting. They're total mutts. You're having GM components mixed with AMC components, mixed with Dodge components, mixed with Fiat components, and so they're always going to be...
Oh, there ain't no Fiat components on this old thing.
I don't know about
that's
that.
Relatively new.
I think that's yeah, it's absolutely, it's like 2013.
Yeah.
I think that is a Fiat blue wire shroud. So, you know, most things on a Jeep you don't really necessarily need professional help.
It's true.
Like, and most of the time professional help is just this process, but
oh god,
hidden behind a closed door. Yep, we got stranger danger wire. What's going on here, dude?
Where does this go?
Dude, you're the one that wired this thing.
Oh no.
I wasn't present. If I was present, it'd be a rat's nest, but I know where everything is. It looks like a ground wire for like one of these little alarm unit things.
For a factory alarm? Because I have an aftermarket alarm.
No, I think for your factory. Oh, we can start it up. If it explodes, we'll know it was important.
I see various other plugs that kind of look like this one, but there's nowhere to plug it in. So
I think that's probably not, it wasn't plugged into anything.
I don't think it was either. I have a lot of phantom harnesses and wires on this because it's such a franken Jeep at this point. So we're not going to worry about that unless a problem comes up. Yeah, you do not fix it if it ain't broke on a Jeep.
If we start up in the morning and the dashboard looks like the control panel on a space shuttle, we'll know that we have an issue.
Peace out, friends. Thanks for hanging out. We're done. We're ready to pour for the concrete pad. We're ready for this to set up. We're going to fire the Jeep up tomorrow. We'll see how it goes from then. So thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks to our special guest, Matt. This weirdo. We'll be seeing more of him in the future. So have a good one, guys.